This chicken sandwich has 700 calories, while this one only has half of that. But which one tastes better?
To find out, I'm taking some of my favorite fast food items and recreating them with half the calories, more protein, and trying to make them taste even better. And to test this, I'm going to run a blind taste test to see if my healthy fast foods are actually better than the original.
That's not true. That's bullshit.
Starting with my first meal, the Popeyes Crispy Chicken Burger. Traditionally battered and deep fried in oil, this process of cooking absolutely skyrockets the calories, with the Popeyes chicken sandwich coming in at 700 calories for the sandwich alone. So I wanna see if I can create the same crispy exterior just from baking mine in the oven. I'm gonna be working with a chicken thigh rather than a chicken breast because the thigh will have just a bit more calories, but the slightly higher fat ratio will help preserve that juicy chicken interior as it bakes in the oven. For my batter, I've set up 3 bowls with my first filled with a 1/4 cup of flour and an assortment of seasonings that I have listed here. 2 eggs whisked together for our egg wash.
And to give it that good crunchy exterior, I'm going for cornflakes instead of breadcrumbs to still give the same crispiness, but drastically dropping the calories as they have 1/4 the amount of normal breadcrumbs.
So once my cornflakes are lightly crushed and I've beaten my meat,
Yeah, boy.
we are going to dip our chicken thigh into our flour, then right into our egg wash, and finally into our cornflakes. With this, you should have enough to prep as many as 6 chicken thighs in one go. I'm gonna be cooking all of these on a baking rack so that they can better cook through evenly, and I'm gonna be cooking these for 12 minutes in an oven that's set to 450 degrees, flipping once at the halfway point.
While that is cooking, I am going to be making what I think is the most important part of any chicken sandwich, which is the sauce. And Popeye's chicken sandwich is great for its crispiness, its meatiness, but the greatest sauce of all time is the Chick-fil-A sauce.
No Chick-fil-A sauce?
We're merging them together. I'm playing God.
To make Chick-fil-A sauce low calorie, we're going to start by scooping half a cup of low-fat mayo into our bowl, followed by 1/4 cup of sugar-free barbecue sauce, a 1/4 cup of mustard, and I'm going to scoop in a tablespoon of sweetener, and I'm just kind of mixing it to taste.
Goes crazy. That is insane. Finally, any dignified chicken sandwich has to have pickles, a lightly toasted bun, and a little extra sauce for good measure. So we are on to assembling our Popeye's Chick-fil-A hybrid baby. Pop-filet. I'm gonna call it Christian Popeyes.
The complete prep time on this meal came in at just 25 minutes, with the macros on this burger slotting in at 430 calories and 31 grams of protein.
But how does it taste?
Here we go. I'm feeling warm bun.
Oh, that's hefty.
Oh. Okay, this one's really good.
Okay. Oh my God.
That tastes pretty good.
Really good.
This is like a more traditional, crispy, like fried chicken.
But the sauce over here.
This one's a little saltier, this one's a little sweeter.
And this one is cornflakes or something like that.
Like they're both really, like we're talking 9s.
By like a hair, I think I'm gonna give it to this one.
I'll give this one a 7.5. And I'll give this one a 6.5.
I think I'm gonna pick this one.
The Popeye's chicken sandwich is 700 calories, whereas this one is 430.
What? That's not true.
That's true.
That's bull. That's actually bull.
With my crispy chicken sandwich getting a slight win over Popeyes, I want to try my hand at what will probably be the hardest meal of the bunch, the Dairy Queen Blizzard. But with a medium blizzard clocking in at almost 1,000 calories, it is easily one of the tastiest and most calorically dense snacks that you can go for. And I'll be honest, trying to figure this out genuinely took a ton of trial and error until I landed on a mix that starts with 1 cup of whole milk mixed with a 3/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk. Add to that a half scoop of French vanilla protein powder that I'm using from the sponsor of this video, Transparent Labs. Transparent Labs makes some of my absolute favorite protein powder with great flavors that don't have that funny aftertaste that you sometimes get with protein powders, which is why I'm using it in this recipe. pairing it with 1 teaspoon of sugar-free vanilla pudding mix, 2 tablespoons of sweetener, and 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Finally, what I found really brings this texture together in the end is 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, which helps to thicken our ice cream when it comes time to mix it all together, and it also helps prevent any ice crystals from forming from the almond milk.
And it should taste just like melted vanilla ice cream.
Yeah. While I've used Transparent Labs French vanilla flavor for my ice cream today, I would also recommend their milk chocolate or the oatmeal cookie flavor as well, both of which you can use in a post-workout shake or homemade ice cream, and they go hard. Transparent Labs is one of the few companies that actually gets their products third-party tested to confirm that what you read on the label is actually what's in the product, with naturally sourced ingredients with no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners. So if you are looking for a protein powder that tastes great and delivers exactly what it says on the label, then go to transparentlabs.com and use our promo code GOALGUYS at checkout to get 10% off any purchase. And before I can have this ice cream third-party tested by our judges, I need to place it in the freezer for a minimum of 24 hours to freeze all the way through. You do not want to skimp on the freezing. From here, we are going to mix this on ice cream a minimum of 2 times all the way through. And as that is finishing up mixing, I'm gonna grab 3 Oreo thins, which we're gonna push all the way into the center of our ice cream, and we'll mix one more time on the mix-in setting, giving us an Oreo blizzard with only 391 calories and 24 grams of protein.
But does it taste better than the original?
Whoa, it's a Wendy's Frosty.
Like an Oreo or something?
No, there's definitely chocolate sauce in this.
No, DQ. Blizzard.
All right, tasty.
One on the left. Okay.
Wow, okay.
This one's super sweet.
This one tastes slightly different.
The consistency is like different.
This one is a little icier.
One on the right, I mean, it's a blizzard. I'm gonna give it like a solid 9.
I'm giving this one an 8 and this one an 8.5.
This one's not quite as blizzard. 7.5?
I'll give this a 4, and I'll give this a 3.5.
That's out of 5.
Yeah, out of 5, sorry.
So with my score now tied between my low-calorie alternatives and their fast food equivalents, I need to pull ahead in the next round, where I'm gonna be competing against the grab-and-go meal that almost single-handedly got me through college, the Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supreme.
The original Crunchwrap Supreme isn't actually that bad for calories, coming in at 540. The problem with this is that it is just 15 grams of protein, which is half of what I'd look for in a meal. So I'm gonna remake this and make it a little bit more protein friendly.
By using 120 grams of extra lean ground beef. You don't have to be as precise as I'm trying to be making this at home, but just for our calorie breakdowns here, I wanna make sure I'm sticking to this. Next, I'm gonna season this with a dash of Worcestershire sauce, however you say that. Hot sauce, I'm using a sweet habanero, cumin, smoked paprika, and a spoonful of tomato paste. Mix that together and toss it onto a hot pan along with some diced sweet onions and cook that until it is fully cooked through. Now for building our wrap, I'm laying out a sprinkle of shredded mozzarella cheese, our cooked beef, and a toasted tortilla for crunch. I made this from lightly spraying a corn tortilla with cooking spray and baking it at 350 degrees for 15 minutes.
Instead of adding sour cream, I have made a spicy Greek yogurt mix that should give us that tanginess and creaminess with a little bit of an extra kick, but not too much of a kick because I will start sweating profusely.
To make it, I'm adding 2 spoonfuls of Greek yogurt into a bowl, another drizzle of my sweet habanero hot sauce, and topping that off with a spritz of lime juice. Add that onto the top of your crunchy tortilla and top with a little bit of shredded lettuce and diced tomatoes before folding up and toasting your wrap on a hot pan. This gives you a meal that still comes in at 540 calories, but now has 41 grams of protein.
But how will it measure up to the original?
I feel like there are restaurants that charge extra to give you this experience.
What? Oh.
Okay, that makes more sense. It's like a crunch wrap kind of thing.
Goddamn. Okay.
This one's cheesier.
And I don't taste the meat as much.
This one just feels like a knockoff.
This one makes me feel worse.
If I was drunk, I'd probably want this. If I was just having lunch, this would be nice.
This is like an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Wow.
This is like a 5.5.
6? One on the right. I'll give like a 7.5, 8.
I'll give this a 5. I'll give this one a 7.
Which one do you think is from Taco Bell?
Oh, yeah, the one on the left. The one on the left. That one's gonna run through my ass so bad.
With my healthy meals taking a 2-to-1 lead now, I realized this challenge wouldn't be complete without trying my hand at the classic American cheeseburger. For this one, I'm going with the McDonald's Big Mac. 580 calories with 25 grams of protein. So I'm going back to my extra lean ground beef and mixing in a few dabs of Worcestershire sauce. Then I am mixing these into balls, with each one coming in at roughly 80 grams each.
One thing I am not adding to my patties right now is any salt or pepper, because doing that too early will draw out moisture that we really want to keep in there, especially with our meat being as low fat as it is.
So to keep our patties nice and juicy, I'm gonna smash them onto a hot pan that I've already lightly sprayed with cooking oil, and I will add my salt and pepper and let them cook for 3 minutes before flipping.
Once your burgers have been flipped, take 1 slice of American cheese, cut that down the middle, and top each patty with half.
I'm also going to lightly toast my brioche bun before we start topping it with my homemade sauce.
So just like with the Chick-fil-A sauce, we are starting with our low-fat mayo as our base to the sauce.
Then mix in 1/4 cup of sweet relish, 1.5 tablespoons of mustard, and a tablespoon of white vinegar, followed by this list of spices, and mix that all together.
I actually got this sauce from my brother Brendan, who just so happens to be one of our taste testers today. So I'm curious to see if he notices. Finally, to assemble my burger, I am starting with low-calorie Big Mac sauce, pickles, both patties because I'm skipping that middle bun, some sauteed onions, and shredded lettuce.
For a Big Mac substitute that comes in at 500 calories with 42 grams of protein.
So let's see how it tastes.
Some buns.
Bun again. God bless. Okay, it's like a burger, huh?
I think I know what this one is.
This is like a Big Mac?
That's dry.
Solid. Absolutely solid. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a good bite.
Wow, okay.
It's like nice and meaty.
Flavor-wise, truly indistinguishable.
Dude, I think you stole my sauce.
Too beefy, too meaty, too good to be fast food.
I think if you're like gun to my head, I had to pick one,
I think I'm slightly leaning towards like the classic Big Mac.
I think I would have to go with the buns of the McDonald's, but then the rest of the burger of this one, because this is like a real burger.
This was so bad.
Really? That was bad.
I didn't like it.
This is the closest one yet, honestly. Really? For like flavor similarity, yes. I mean, it's my sauce.
Isn't the Big Mac sauce like proprietary? Like y'all out here like hacking into the Pentagon? Like what the hell?
So while I ended with a 3-to-1 win over my fast food competitors,
What I think this does show is that eating healthy doesn't require giving up foods you love. And if you want to make any of these meals yourself, we've actually created a PDF of all the recipes that you can get through the link below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.